This is the disembodied voice of Dan St.Yves, and for today's episode of Talking With, I have the great pleasure of meeting and having a brief conversation with actor and producer William R. Moses. He's a veteran of TV, stage, and screen. And for the record, when I say veteran, I do intend that as a compliment. You've certainly had more than your 15 minutes of fame.
Well, I've been fortunate, I think, 30 years ago I got a lucky break, and I've been working hard to earn the blessing, so to speak, after that, since then. So I've been fortunate. A lot of nice things have happened for me.
Well, it's been remarkable. I mean, you've had roles in movies like Mystic Pizza. Mm-hmm. You've appeared on virtually every major TV program going back, Castle, CSI, Big Love, Bones, Without a Trace, Ghost Whisperer. Is there anything you haven't been on?
Well, there's always new stuff coming out, and it's always, part of the game in television is to stay current, to make sure that, because they look to see when the last time you've worked, so you definitely work at trying to stay working. It's a big part of the business,
Is this your first time out in Calgary?
Well, I was here, 25 years ago for a Falcon Crest, some kind of fundraiser, the charity event 25 years ago. So it's been 25 years since I've been in Calgary, and this is certainly my longest stint in Calgary, and certainly, but it's been great. It's been a wonderful time.
So you weren't expecting snow and...
Well, I definitely, you can tell me walking around town, because I'm always in the wrong amount of clothes, either too much, usually too much, because I can't stand it when where I live in Southern California, it's 102 degrees right now, so, which is in the 40s, for you guys. So I'm definitely thin-blooded, and when the wind starts blowing, it cuts right through me.
You've actually been on every network.
I have. I worked at every network, and now they're more cable networks. So I haven't done every cable network, but I have worked. I worked for every network, pretty much. There are very few that I haven't worked at. So it's been lucky that way.
I noticed that this particular production you're in here, Sexy Laundry, mm-hmm. is a character-driven comedy. Any musical theater background?
I have no musical, in fact, the director left yesterday, and he gave me, in this show I get to dance a little bit, which he gave me a bottle of wine, and the name of on the bottle was 2 Left Feet, so, so which is definitely what I have. No, I'm not a musical theater background guy at all. I'm, really, even this type of comedy is sort of a little different sort of track for me, a little different sort of way for me to go, and so that was what was attractive about it.
Well, J. Sean Elliott, the director,
mm-hmm.
He's been the last 2 or 3 times he's been here. He's done pretty broad farce,
right.
But this one is a pretty more nuanced character comedy.
Well, I have not seen J. Sean's other plays, but certainly as somebody to work with for me, who was sort of, he was great. J. Sean was brilliant in terms of helping me find a funny bone with this character and a way to go with this that is sort of, true to my training as an actor, but also something that hopefully is pleasing to an audience. That's what I'm hoping that we'll find both, that I'm able to find that sort of fine line.
I've had the opportunity to view it last night, and I can recall the dance moves that you're referring to were terrific. I encourage people to come out and make sure that they see it while you're here. Interesting to me how much of the things in the relationship that are discussed over the course of the play are so common to people, and you just could see the reactions of the people in the audience that...
Well, that's thrilling to hear that, because when I read the play the very first time, I said, well, it certainly speaks to someone in my age range. Anybody who's been in some kind of relationship, they certainly have hit on some themes, and if you're lucky, if you can do a good job, you're going to send that out into an audience and hopefully at least touch them in a couple places that they know and they understand, and hopefully we do it in kind of a first off humorous way, and second maybe a poignant way as well.
When you're telling off your wife...
oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's unexpected.
It is unexpected, and you can certainly feel those lines rip through the audience. You can sort of feel
There's
it rip.
a division.
Well, you can see it, you can feel it as that gets sent out. You send, as an actor, you're trained to send ideas out into space, and as this idea goes out into space, you can sort of see it ripple through the audience. You can feel it on stage. There is an effect on stage,
Yeah, it was interesting because you could see the audience split almost in two, but the reaction was there was laughter, and I think that got everybody past it. It was just different for the sort of offerings that you'd be associating with the dinner theater.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. This is my first experience at Stage West, so yeah, no, I mean it is. I mean, this is in the play, and the play sort of asks that, and it sort of takes it. And I think that's sort of, in replication of what the human condition is that if you've been married or you have kids and you've been in something for a long time, a relationship for a long time, there are moments where you just find your mate absolutely impossible, and stuff does fly out of your mouth, and then 5 minutes later it's over and you're on to the next chapter, and but I think that's sort of a human kind of condition. That's the hope, anyway.
We've talked a little bit about the play, but let's talk about what's probably most important to modern audiences right now. The new craze of...
the Bacon. How many degrees of Kevin Bacon am I?
Yeah, you go into Google, Bacon number, actor's name, and as it happens, William R. Moses' Bacon number is 2.
Well, that's what I had never looked that up online, but I would have guessed it was 2.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my number would be 2.
Yep. The connection here is you were in Mystic Pizza with Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts and Kevin Bacon appeared in Flatliners. So it's remarkable. If you've never done this, literally everybody connects in one way or
another to Kevin Bacon. And I've never met the man, but but I would have jumped to 2 would have been my number, and I would have come to it vis-a-vis a different way. But Google did it the way that they did it, and I get it.
Well, actually, there's another relevance here, because before I looked for your name, I just did one of my favorite actors, a Canadian veteran actor that made a big name for himself for decades down in the States, well, worldwide, I suppose. Raymond Burr.
Oh, yeah, Raymond.
Which is where I got to be a fan of yours initially, because I was a huge fan of Perry Mason.
Right.
And when that was revived in the TV movies, what was there, 27 movies that you were in?
I thought it was around 25, but it could be 27.
Oh, my gosh.
I made a lot of movies with Raymond, came to know him very well, and was really a fabulous man, very interesting soul, very, very... complicated, but just a wonderful, wonderful man. I mean, we did a Perry Mason in Paris, and I turned 30 in Paris, and we finished the shoot, and the last day, I went to say goodbye to him in his suite, and he was at the door. He goes, "Oh, okay, goodbye." He goes, "I just want you to know one thing." And I go, "What?" He goes, "You were born in the wrong year." And I go, "What?" He shuts the door in my face. Well, dissolve fade as I'm driving back to the airport, because I stayed afterwards. The driver said, "Raymond Burr was trying to find a bottle of port from the year that you were born." And so we started the next movie 6 weeks later, and they go speed, and then they roll them. And just before they said Mark, I leaned down to him, and I was standing next to him, and I said, "I know why. I was born in the wrong year." And he laughed. He thought that was the most he just thought that was the greatest thing ever. And he got the reference 7 weeks later, too. So, yeah, I was very fond of Raymond. He was a lovely man.
I appreciate so much that you've taken a few moments here in between 2 shows on a Sunday. I can never say thanks enough for this, but wonderful actually meeting you after watching you on so many different shows over the years. So continued success in this run of Sexy Laundry here at Stage West Calgary, and enjoy your stay in our city.
Thank you very much.